Hi guys, hope that you're all well. Welcome back to the channel. This is another in the tournament vlog series, and today we're on our way to Wales for the Bangor Open. Which is a great little tournament actually, and I'm pleased to say that I'm the defending champion, which is something I don't get to say very often. But yeah, I won the Bangor Open in 2024, so really looking forward to today actually, looking forward to playing some good players. We're at Bangor University. This is a great venue actually, lovely big sports hall, so visibility is really good, plenty of room on the courts, everything that you want really. So this is going to be two different tournaments actually. There's going to be Vets in the afternoon, there's going to be the Open tournament, is going to be the first one that we're going to play in today. The format for both is going to be group stages to start with, then either the top one or two will qualify for the main knockouts, bottom one or two will qualify for the consolation. So lots of matches either way, whether you play well or you don't play well, you're going to get plenty of games. So should be a really good day. Let's see how we get on. Quite an interesting group to start the day. I played against Stephen Collins once before at Ellesmere Port, and he beat me quite convincingly 3-0. Abbas and Chris Forrest I haven't met before, wasn't really sure what to expect. So this is my first game against Abbas. He was quite a good little player actually, he could block quite well, but I think the problem with him was that he wanted to just use his backhand, or he wanted to kind of like sort of block with his backhand most of the time, so it kind of made it sort of relatively straightforward in terms of I could get him wide to his forehand, moving wide to his backhand. That was a nice shot actually that he played there, but I think primarily he was sort of fairly defensive. He'd push, and you can see here he's pushing quite high, so that allowed me to get in an attack. This was a really tough one against Chris. So I'd watched Chris play against Stephen Collins in the first match, and Stephen beat him fairly comfortably, so I didn't think it was going to be massively difficult, but he proved me wrong. You can see here like his defending was excellent, and one thing that he did really well in this match was his pushing. So he'd actually push and touch quite short. They weren't really short, but they were kind of like they were like nicely half long, so it made it really awkward for me to attack. So the ball would kind of pop up quite high, but it wouldn't drift long enough for me to do anything. So I was kind of caught in between. Should I flick it? Should I loop it? So yeah, so it was actually quite awkward, and he could defend quite nicely. So he was quite good at blocking. You can see here though the main aim of the day for me was actually to use my backhand a little bit more. I've been getting a little bit fed up recently of making the same mistakes over and over, which is where people catch me out when I'm trying to pivot and move off the backhand side and onto the forehand side. So yeah, I just sort of said I'm going to stand my ground and I'm going to play some backhands. So you can see here now that I'm actually playing them. That was really nice. And I did find that as the day went on, I hit lots and lots of nice backhands. I still, as you can see here, I was still moving to play a forehand when it was right, but the main kind of mentality that I had is that I'm going to stand my ground and I'm going to play backhands, and I'm not going to be too worried about if I miss them or not. Kind of goes back to the video that I made a week or so ago about letting go of the fear of missing. This is what I tried to do as best as I could today, really. So yes, I got past Chris 3-2, great game. Final group match was against Stephen. Like I was saying, he beat me 3-0 a few months ago, so I knew this was going to be really, really difficult. Got off to a really good start with that, actually. Served to my forehand and I looped it immediately straight past him. Stephen is the type of player that I actually struggle against. Stays relatively close to the table and he hits the ball quite flat. So he overrides a lot of the spin that I put on my shots. The main sort of strategy that I was trying to use again was to just stand my ground, use my backhand, and then try and target Stephen's forehand, as I felt that he was very, very comfortable playing, sort of like driving and blocking with his backhand. But to be fair to him, he actually hit lots of pretty nice forehands as well. I think the main thing, if I'm going to try and move up a level, is that I've got to, you can see there that I spun that up quite nicely and he just clumped it straight past me. But if I'm going to move up a level, I'm going to start beating players like this. I've got to get better against players that stay close to the table and play, sort of like quick rallies. You can see there that obviously placement is really, really important, and I've got to start looking to move these types of player around. I seem to find that I end up like I'm the one who's moving all over the place, and they can just stay at the table and just dictate. So Stephen played really well, thoroughly deserved the win. So finishing second in my group qualified me for the main knockout. So this is the last 32 match against Angelo. Really nice guy actually, and a very good player. You'll notice in my play, and this is going to be a theme for most of the days, that I'm focusing on playing my backhand and not trying to run around it too much and play forehands. He was quite an unusual style. You don't tend to come across this too often. So he wasn't necessarily a blocker. He was just, I describe him as a controller. You can see from this rally here that he doesn't really try and do too much. He just tries to stay in the point, but he'll give a little bit back, so there's like a little bit of kick all the time. This was a real kind of key thing that I struggle with actually, is that his serves were short, not particularly spinny, but I didn't know where he was actually going to put them, and it was always on that kind of crossover point of, do I play a forehand or do I play a backhand? So that was a real kind of learning curve for me, and something I'm going to use going forward. The thing that I had to be a little bit careful of as this game went on is that I felt like I was sort of falling into his trap. I mean, that was really nice there. Kept it nice and consistent and then killed the right ball. But I felt that I was almost, kind of mirroring what he was doing, and that like I was just trying to be a little bit too safe and trying to keep the ball on the table a lot. It was a game that really nice backhand there actually, and again, all the backhands that I hit, I was really, really pleased with. That was nice there because I played a forehand from the backhand side, but I moved correctly for it. And there's a difference between, trying to. Oh, that was a fantastic shot there. That was, kind of like exemplified, how he was winning his points and how he was looking to win. That was excellent as well. So yeah, really, really good player actually. I just found this, very, very difficult. I had to hit lots of good shots to try and get anywhere with him, and I just ended up getting edged out 3-2, lost it in the fifth set. So a little bit disappointed, but great player. So again, deserved the win.
off the deep end, drowning out my fears with tears instead. I've been searching for a peace of mind. Why is certainty so hard to find? I feel like I've been wasting all my time. Everything I tell myself is a lie. Feel like I'm 6 feet underground. I've got dreams on my gravestone, no flowers to be found. I keep screaming, shouting, this is my battleground. Though I'm trapped inside the mind of a dreamer, my fears can't hold me down. Casket of our heart's deepest feelings, graveyard of forgotten wants and hopes, trapped inside.
So we go again for the vets in the afternoon. So there's 3 of us in the group, so only 2 matches this time. First match is against John Lovegrove. Not met John before, so again didn't really know what to expect. Quite a nice solid player. Again, you know, the main aim of what I was trying to do is just to play my backhand, just look to use the backhand as much as I can. Really nice shot there, so you know, chasing some outright winners with my backhand is quite a nice change for me. I mean, I'm obviously, you know, I'm really happy with my forehand, and I'm proud that I'm a good, you know, I'm a good forehand player. But I really want to become a much more balanced looper. So second group match is against Lee Chow Geng. We all know him as Jack, and I know Jack very, very well. He's the captain of my team in the Trafford League. So I knew this wasn't going to be easy. I knew there was going to be some bragging rights at stake. So yeah, again, sort of carried on looking to play my backhand as much as I possibly can. Really nice, really happy with that. You see, again, I think even a week or so ago, I'd have been trying to run around 1 or 2 of those backhands, whereas at least I'm standing my ground and I'm looking to play it. Jack's a very, very good player. That was a lovely forehand counter there. Jack played a good shot. Just tried to try and stay aggressive, and yeah, just really sort of put my stamp on this game. This was quite a bizarre match against Andrew. He had long pimples on both sides of his bat. I've never come up against anybody who plays long pimples on both sides. Played people that have had maybe short pips and long pips. Obviously played lots of people who've had long pips and then inverted, but he had just long pips on both sides. So ended up being a bit of a funny game, but I just used the normal strategy when I'm playing against long pimples, which is to try and follow the spin. Just make sure that I remembered what I'd given him. I knew that if I gave him anything with backspin, it would come back as topspin, and vice versa. If I gave him any topspin, it would come back as backspin, and that allowed me to control the rallies and win it fairly comfortably. So the quarterfinal match was against Keith Williams. Not played Keith before, so it took me a little while to sort of settle into it. You can see there he was quite good, actually, quite calm and collected at the table. You know, if I was going to actually hit any shots past him, then I had to really place them well, like that. Again, that's a nice shot that I'm really pleased that I've developed as my forehand counter spin. Again, backhand there, you know, really solid, really nice. I sort of felt today that the main issue that I was having actually was with forehand flick and sort of short serves to my forehand side. It's a shot that I've been working on over the last, I'd say the last 12 months or so, but I'm just finding at the moment that I'm not looking to use it quite as much, and he actually exploited that quite nicely. I took the first game was tight, the second game was 11-2, so I kind of ran away with that, and then he started to serve a lot more sort of short and tight to the forehand side, and that started to cause me a few issues. So yeah, so again, that's something that I'm going to need to work on a little bit more, is just getting a little bit better at the forehand flick and looking to use it a bit more. But this was a really good, really enjoyable game, and yeah, he ran me really close. Just managed to edge him out though, 3-1. So the semi-final is against my good friend Brett Haslam. Really, really good lad, Brett. I get on with him really well, and I've played him 3 or 4 times now, yet to beat him, so this was a good opportunity to set the record straight. Brett is very, very good, very talented player. He is slightly unorthodox in the way that he plays, and that he's kind of like, he's an attacker, but he can also defend and chop very, very well. And he doesn't just chop with heavy backspin, he mixes it up, he can float the ball as well. I was discussing this with Joseph on our way down, actually, that the thing with Brett is that, yeah, you just don't know what you're going to get with him. Sometimes he's going to go all out attack, other times he's going to go all out defence. Just really, really difficult. But this game had like a bit of everything. You can see here that he's, he's chopping away. I'm having to really try and topspin the balls. Then all of a sudden he'll be attacking, then he's chopping, and again there you see that like it was like a floaty chop. So I'm anticipating decent backspin, nothing on it. I think looking back on the match afterwards, I think that I probably could have gone into his forehand a little bit more in terms of the attacking. Oh, that was a lovely backhand that he played there. And again, this is what you can do. 1 minute it's chopping with the backhand, the next minute it's topspinning it past you. Lovely forehand counter spin there. Definitely one of the shots that has improved for me the most, I'd say, over the last 12 months or so. Again, yeah, 2 there on the trot. Really, really happy with that. I think I attacked into his backhand side a little bit too much, allowing him to chop, and like I say, then mix it up. Look at that. Really, really good spin on that. I think attacking more into his forehand side would have forced him to either block or to try and sort of spin it up, and that would allow me to then counter spin and have a much better chance of winning the point. That was a fantastic point. Always good to see him down on his knees, begging for mercy. No, I'm only joking. Brett played really, really well. Like we were saying, he's got great feeling. So you can really mix the points up well. And again, I think one of the biggest things, that was a lovely forehand by myself there. Again, it's a shot that, like I was just saying before, I was attacking into his backhand, but then I switched it to go wide to his forehand. And again, wide to his forehand there, won the point. But yeah, I think Brett's main strength is his unpredictability and the fact that he is just so good at, mixing the chops up from heavy spin to float. Really kind of threw me out, and that's how he won quite a few of the points at the latter part of this match. Not a bad angle on that one there, I'd say. I think he actually flipped the middle finger at me there, which is one of the first times I've ever had that in a table tennis match.
fat fingered donkey.
And there you have it, the float chop catches me out at the end there. But well played, Brett, thoroughly deserved. So the end of another fantastic day. Thoroughly enjoyed it. There's been some great table tennis, lots of learning points. Definitely to work on my forehand flick, but really happy with the fact that I stood my ground and I played my backhand a lot more. I hope you enjoyed the vlog. Thank you very, very much for supporting me and for subscribing to the channel, and I will see you again soon.